All right, here we go. Okay, so hopefully everybody is able to keep up with us. We did our first webinar and then we just had a happy hour. I'm going to get the screen up. So while people are popping on, I want to remind everybody, we are a community supported organization and we rely on your help. So please donate. Here's the donate link right here. You'll see what we've got. We've got over $5,000 raised. We're trying to get to 30,000 by the end of the year. And so if you pop in and use this link, you can make a donation. If you donate $25 or more, we will be planting a tree in your honor. And we already have 177 trees planted. Our goal is to get to 1,000. So let me see if I can show you where our, here's our Tree Heroes Wall of Fame. So if you're not already on this wall and you want to be, then you can leave that link. You can use that link if you donate $25 or more, then we will be planting a tree in your honor with Trinity Forestry Services and Glow and Gather. All right, so definitely I would love for some more folks to hop in and do that. That would be tremendous. We would so appreciate it. Okay, so today what we're doing, this is so fun to just hang out with people around the world that are so cool. So thank you for being part of our community, for being part of our summit. So this morning we did our Asian Challenger Awards from the Philippines and Pakistan. Just spoke with the Diamond team who planted over 6,000 trees during that 90-day period. So now we're going to go into our impact report. And let me see here. Also, I want to bring on our two special guests in this time, our Mensa and Marian. Oh, we've got Marian already is with us. Marian, could I, do you want to say hi real quick and then we'll come back and I'm going to do the impact report and we'll talk a little bit more. Hi, Marian.
Hello, everyone.
I'm so excited that you're able to join us.
I'm super excited to be here as well. I was reviewing the summit and the awesome things that y'all been up to, and so I'm super excited to listen in.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Marian is joining us. We have been working for a long time with Earth Guardians. Starting back in 2015, I had Shateska and Eat Squatly performed at an event in Longmont, very close to their home. So we've been collaborating, but really working a lot with Earth Guardians Africa the last year or so, and excited to talk more in a few minutes about Earth Guardians and how this is a resource for all of our teams through our strategic partnership, where we offer the challenge and they offer a ton more. So we're pretty excited to be collaborating. So thank you so much, Marian, for joining. Okay, all right, so now we're going to, let's see here. I'm figuring all this stuff out, as you guys can obviously tell. So I'll come back to you in a tad, Marian. Okay, so what we're going to do now is the impact report. And you guys, I was up until only like 3 a.m. working on this because, you know, we just did this, we just did our 90-day challenge just happened. And it only ended November 30th. So that's not too long ago for us to do our interviews with all of our teams. And I want to thank our team volunteers, Mika Opondo from Pachamama Alliance Kenya and Nan Holda, especially. And let me see, is Eloise, are you on? Ella, okay, Miss Ella, do you want to come on with me and talk about the impact as we're going through here? Hi, Ella.
Hi.
This is Eloise Thomas. She's one of our board members with Green Team Academy. And do you want to just say howdy before we dive in here?
Hi. Joan?
Yes.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
I am Ella to everyone, to the world.
All right. Do you want to say more, or should I just start on the?
Go ahead, and if I have to say, I'll say.
Okay, perfect. That sounds great. That sounds awesome. All right, so here we go. Let's see here. What is my best control? So our 2021 International Climate Action Challenge went from September 1st to November 30th. And, 90 days is not a very long time, right? So I'd love to have you think about, what did you do in the past 90 days? And what we're going to be telling you about is what our teams did in the past 90 days. If you want to go and see their challenger profiles, head over to climateactionchallenge.net/challengers. And let me just drop that in the chat as we're going here. Hi, Mensa. Okay, great. Mensa, I just spoke with Marian for a second, and once we get through the impact report, we'll bring both of you back on. So thank you for being here. So yeah, and just a reminder that this is all something that happened during this ongoing pandemic. So yes, there's a lot of things that have been stopping people, but not for our teams. They found ways to overcome. So our impact report is talking about what, okay, that's supposed to say teams, 75 teams from 28 countries, and what we did in 90 days. So who are the 28 countries? We're so excited about this, that our teams came from countries all over the world. Unlike a lot of some of the environmental projects I have been part of that seem to be focused on mainly white people, for example. This is really something we've set something up that is welcoming, and we are finding grassroots leaders who are teaching us so much and stepping up from all over the world. We had 275 challengers. So this is 275 dots, just to give you an idea of how many people we're talking about that came to us and said, yep, I have an idea. I have something that I can do in 90 days. So, when you think about the world in general, you might think, well, 275 people is a small number, but actually the way that we're kind of linking arms around the world, it's enough to really make a huge impact. And it's something that we can build on and add lots of zeros to in future years and future events. So what we're going to be talking about is our award winners today. And our criteria is that we're looking for people that, okay, wait, are you guys able to see my screen? Vicky is saying that I didn't share my screen. I might not have. Let me try that again. Well, it says that it is, so let me try it again. Share. Let's do, maybe I was sharing the wrong screen. How's that? Okay. Oh my goodness. I love it. Well, thank you. This is why you have teams, is you have people to kind of keep you back on track. So thank you for letting me know. Okay. All right. So just popping through here. So those are our 28 countries: Barbados, Benin, Cabo Verde, all the way to the UK, Yemen, Zambia, Zimbabwe, 275 people around the world. What we're going to be talking about is our award winners. And here's our criteria: is honorable mentions is a team that made a significant positive impact. Cool thing with our challenge design is that we have weekly assignments, and our teams can be reporting week by week with photos and telling us what they've done. So we have a high level of confidence and we know what they've actually done. They're not just making something up at the end. We've been working with them, getting to know them, seeing their pictures, seeing their plans come to fruition. But an eco champion is someone who not only made that impact, but was able to document it with their video, with an impact report, and clearly articulate and tell their story to the world. We have 16 honorable mention teams. And again, you'll see this is a really good spread from around the world. And we also have 21 Eco Champion Award winners. So I'm just going to pause and say, yay, congratulations to all of our teams. There's no way we can go through all of these right now, and that's what all the summit is about. So what did our teams do? Well, one of the things that they did was they held over 200 community events and had 25,000 community interactions during a pandemic. So this is people that they trained, people that came, that volunteered with them, came to their events. They had media presentations. And one of the big things that our teams did is they planted 150,000 trees. But unlike what some of the big planting projects do, it's not like that they were all the same type. It's not like drones went in and did a monoculture planting. No, our teams focused on indigenous species, so species that are native to those areas, and fruit-bearing trees. So their whole thing is, let's get the ecosystems back working, and also let's find a way to make sure that the people on the ground are interested and excited about caring for these trees. So that of our trees that were planted, there's all different types. It's not that they went in and did one massive tree planting. This was done in 9 countries throughout the world. So lots of countries in Africa, as well as Dominica and the US. And where were people planting the trees? This was schools, health centers, government buildings. Like our one team, Kipapeo Green Heritage, their tagline is "Go Fruity," and they plant fruit trees at schools. That's their thing. So you can see kind of the distribution of where these different teams planted trees. Verity Farms by Nigeria did 50,000. This is led by a woman, Wajiha, who is an agricultural researcher. Mabinju Powerhouse Youth Group, 36,000. Our Senegal team, Lala and Yassine, 25,000. Trinity Forestry Services, 23,000, and on and on. And what's cool about this is that we interviewed our teams and we got dates and photos of the planting. So yes, we could be off here and there by a number of trees, but we feel pretty good that our teams did a whole bunch of trees in 90 days during a pandemic. And on down, like our team, the Eco 365 that is in Dominica, that did 50 trees, and our Action for Earth Sudan team. Sudan is in the middle of a pretty big conflict. I'm not sure if you'd call it war exactly, but they got 10 trees planted and then kind of had to go on hold after that. So people that are going through a lot are still managing to make a big impact. And down to Zula Green, this is a Xavier University in New Orleans, Louisiana, is a historically Black college that is doing tree planting, and they're the ones that did the live oak and bald cypress and are starting a food forestry project on their campus. So I would love to dive into so many of these stories, but that's what the rest of the summit is about. And also that link to oh, I see that Wajiha is in the chat here. And so if you have other questions, make sure that you're attending the other summits. Go into climateactionchallenge.net/challengers, go look at the blogs and get to know all these different teams. Garden started Seeds for Uganda Development. Prosi is leading this, and she started 97 gardens during this 90-day challenge. The Mabinju Powerhouse Youth Group, 24, Lala and Yassine in Senegal, 10, Friends of Nature in Uganda, 1, and the Pinnacle Green Team in the US, 1 also. And the cool thing is that one of the things that we talk about is that you are the expert in your own community. And so each person came up with a different way to do it, like Prasi with the Seeds for Uganda. Her thing is to teach people how to create plastic bottle fences to keep the animals out and to make a small garden right in your own space there and using these high raised beds. So that's what she does. The team, the Senegal team, they started a lot of community gardens. They started 10 community gardens. Jeffrey with the Mabinju Powerhouse Youth Group in Kenya, they went to the Kakuma refugee camp and saw that people there were hungry. And he's just been trained in permaculture. So he trained 100 people to learn permaculture. They got certificates and they created permaculture demonstration gardens right there. The Friends of Nature team thought, you know what, the kids in our neighborhood do not have a way to garden. They don't know how. So let's start a garden that will be a place that kids can learn. And they partnered with Kachini gardeners to come in and to help them set that up. And then the Pinnacle Green team is near me in Colorado. And this was a school garden that had gone out of use. And so they're rehabilitating a school garden. So each person is bringing their own view, their own thing that they're seeing and making it happen. Okay. Yeah, it's mind blowing. I like that. Okay. And so, so next, the urban farms were started. We have 3 different groups that started urban farms. Bokashi Pinoy, which we talked to earlier today, they are they regenerated 3,000 square meters of traditional rice farmland. They also have a project underway to help fund agriculture for 30 landless farmers. The Creative Initiative for Enterprise Development in Uganda started a school orchard, and Kipapeo Green Heritage adopted a 5-hectare land in Sekendu Forest to grow trees in partnership with the German Embassy Department of Economics. And again, this is for 90 days during the pandemic. Okay, next one was community cleanups. And you know, I'd love to have a better presentation here and show you so many photos of all these pictures, but we do have these pictures for all these different teams at climateactionchallenge.net/challengers. And maybe Vicki, you wouldn't mind putting that, or blog.climateactionchallenge.net in the chat so people can check those out. One of our teams, Cabo Verde, Ribana, they organized 600 volunteers who picked up 46 tons of trash on a single day in September. Amazing. The Upskill Global Consulting Services, these are teachers in Nigeria who see that kids, they are working on hands-on environmental activities for kids. And so one of the eco clubs they started focuses on cleanups. Vicki and her team, Anna, all the others on the Radical Collaboration Colorado cleanup, did 5 events, picked up 2 tons of trash. I got to be on some of those, as well as Ginny did. Earth Guardians Benin does and Lee also was on that. Earth Guardians Benin does weekly plastic pickups from lakeshore communities, like so smart. People living on the lakeshore who don't have access to, and we're going to watch their video coming up in a moment. And this team just goes out every week and picks up the plastic trash. And then the Rakai Youth for Action and Development did 20 cleanup events, along with a bunch of other stuff that they did. Waste diversion, Bokashi Pinoy. So a total of 8.9 tons. Bokashi Pinoy does this whole garbage to garden challenge. So 8,000 kilograms of food waste. Jovial Concepts went out and trained 250 neighbors about the value of leaves, either leaving them on their ground or they helped collect them and put them on their own gardens. Likeskaya gardeners also did the Bokashi food waste, and Friends of Nature did the food waste as well. A big thing that we did, and we're going to be talking with Nick Zakar on Thursday morning, is training teams to tell your story. Get out there, make your story real. The more you tell it, the more succinctly, the more concisely, the more powerfully you can tell your story, the more you can attract people to be part of your mission. So we're pretty excited that we have 22 teams that created 1-minute videos as part of this challenge. Our teams also established over 200 partnerships. I would guess that that number is quite a bit more, but we didn't really have time to dig into that. But this is one of the things I wish somebody would have told me early on. Joan, if you want to make a difference, you want to make an impact, have a bunch of partners. Our rule is figure out a list of 100 ideal partners. So partnerships, partners, this is something that we teach our teams to do in order to have a bigger impact quicker. And the big thing that we're all about is transformation. We know that if a lot of the environmental industry, environmental movement has failed, overall, we have failed. The number of the population of wildlife species now is 40% of what it was when I was a kid. So that is a huge failure for our schools, our governments, our businesses, our communities. We have failed to protect this beautiful planet that we're on. And one reason is because the environmental movement has talked about doing certain, like, do this thing, memorize these recycling rules. But what we're all about is transformation. So we want people to come with their ideas and believe in their ideas, articulate their ideas, make it happen in a very short amount of time. And so that's what the International Climate Action Challenge is all about. And again, if you want to go see their videos, you can do that. We will be having another challenge starting in 2022. So if you missed that one, if you missed this one, then you have opportunities to be part of it in the next time as well. Okay, all right, so let's see. So Ella, did you want to hop in and say anything before we introduce?
Sure, I will.
And Marian, yes.
So I just want to say thank you, first of all, for such an enlightening report. It's mind-blowing. I mean, I'm like an outsider looking in, I'm like, what? Yes, you're in there and you have do so much. But now that you're just looking at it and hearing you report that, I'm like, wow. I did not even care about the little number you quoted, like it's just a few. I mean, it just says, it's so mind-blowing that we can do so much in 90 days. You know what I mean? And I think this is the takeaway that I would want many people to live with, that don't limit yourself within a little time and feel like it cannot be done. Just get up and do it. And so all this from the impact report, it really says that you can do it. We can do it. So I just feel like it's so mind blowing. And I'm just so happy to be part of this.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Awesome. Yeah. And thank you, Ella, for doing that. And Ella's been a constant presence in our WhatsApp group, cheering people on. And I think making friends with this community, there's a lot of people in my family that don't really understand what I'm doing, my friends that don't really get me. But when you're part of this community, we get each other, we support each other. And speaking of that, Vicki just put the link there to our donation page. So we would love, if you love what we're doing, to think about making a donation of $25 or more, and let's plant a tree in your honor. Yeah, it is. And it's so cool. And people are talking about, oh, now I can use this same concept. And that's the thing, is we see it as this concept that people can use to harmonize, bring people together, make environmental work fun and creative. Let's make it this culture of yes and action, and move aside from that thing of no, stop doing that, guilt, shame, all that stuff. Obviously that hasn't worked. We have a model that works. And so Ella, thank you for all of your efforts along the way here. And yeah, and I'm seeing notes from Jin and from the Pakistan team. And yeah, we just do more and better together. All right, so thank you, Ella. So now I'm going to see if we can get our Earth Guardians folks to hop on here. So Mensa. Hi, Mensa. And Marian. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to have you both on.
Yes, thank you for having us here. Super impressed by the presentation. I'm super excited to share with Earth Guardians what's been shared here and what I've learned so far about the great work that everyone's doing. So just thank you and congratulations to just everyone who's participated.
Thank you. Thanks, Marian. And so maybe we'll start with Mensa and then come back to Marian. So Mensa, do you want to talk a little bit about like what Earth Guardians is, and a little bit about our partnership because we've been talking for a long time. And so maybe we can kind of tell a little bit of that story, but do you want to start with just telling what is Earth Guardians?
Okay, thank you very much, Joanne. As we said, we have talked a lot. We talked since a long time about this program, about how Earth Guardian can collaborate and support all this crew who are doing a great work during this challenge. So Earth Guardian is a movement of young people, a movement which empower young people through training, to be leader in environmental movement and lead social and climate justice in their locality and globally. So as Earth Guardians, we are very open to every young people working on environmental issues as those involved in this challenge. That is the reason I'm here today with Marian, who is actually our global crew director, to see with their own eyes what is doing here, what all this crew involved in this are doing, at least those 22 crews all over the world, what they have done. So honestly, we are here to see what they have done and see how we can collaborate with them. Yeah.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay, and thank you. And one of the things is that when we did an action plan retreat, so before we had the actual 90-day challenge, we did a action plan retreat weekend, and one of the people who found us during Earth Day is Darwin Malwele. And he said, I'm from Zambia, I want to plant 10,000 trees. And we were like, all right, create your list of 100 partners. And so we suggested Earth Guardians as one of the partners. And so he reached out, applied to be a crew. And so now he's the leader of the Earth Guardians Zambia crew and the country director for Earth Guardians. So that's the kind of partnership that we see that's so important, because there's only so much we can do, and there's only so much you can do. And together we can really do a lot more. And so Marian, do you want to just mention a little bit about, so your role as the global crew director for Earth Guardians, and what even is an Earth Guardians crew?
Yes, great question, Joan. And also thank you for dropping into the chat the link to our website, and more specifically our cruise webpage. You beat me to it. I was going to do it as well. But yeah, so Earth Guardians, our crews are essentially youth-led intergenerational community groups made up of impassioned leaders like everyone here, taking action for a healthy, just, and regenerative planet. Because at Earth Guardians, we believe that the heartbeat of our organization is through the people that really model impactful, meaningful, and organic change that really comes from those widespread cultural shifts, inspired by dedicated individuals like you all here, who are also acting as a collective to lead the way, which all of you have been doing, as I've seen from such a wonderful presentation. And so crews really have the agency to forward their own projects or initiatives in response to the climate and environmental issues affecting their communities, and contribute to the global climate movement as a whole. But in addition, as a crew, you have the opportunity to participate in and have access to Earth Guardians campaigns, trainings, resources, and what our community has to offer. And so crews, we have crews on each continent except for Antarctica. And they can be as small as 2 people or as large as you can manage. And they can include family, school peers, friends, community members, as long as there is also that youth membership. And so currently as an organization, we are also under a bit of maintenance, refining our programs and departments for 2022 to really set us up for success and for bringing in new crews. But people are welcome to register to start a new crew or join an existing crew. However, I may not get back to you until earlier 2022, but I'll definitely record your interest and get back to you. So no worries about that. I will drop again the crew link and just our website links, just in case I got lost into the chat again. Does that answer your questions, Joan?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. I think that's a great overview, and then we'll dive into to looking at what the teams did. We're starting with the West African teams today, and we're so excited. I also just wanted to say thank you so much to Mensa, because we had this. We're trying to figure out how to recruit our teams. We have a one of our board members is in Uganda, so we had lots of teams there. But I said, hey, Mensa, can we see if we can get some Earth Guardians crews on? And he jumped in and got the crew from Egypt and Benin and connected us with Lala and Yassine in Senegal. We were already, Darwin is on our board member with Earth Guardians Zambia, so we already have that kind of connection. So I just wanted to say thank you, because that was really an important thing to kind of bolster our this partnership as we're going forward. So it's really neat, because we feel like it's kind of a handoff when people go through the challenge. We're training them on a lot of these best practices just by doing it, like plan a day of action, take pictures, create a video, got to do it by this date, hold the summit, all these things that they then will have these tools going forward. And as Earth Guardians has, grants and trainings and programs, that they have gotten their game up a bit and are ready to kind of take it to the next level. And I think, Mensa, you were saying like the Benin teams, the crews were kind of a little bit separate, and through this project, they actually came together. So that's cool. Okay, so let's go ahead. I can't wait to share the videos. I've watched all these so many times. Forget about Netflix. We're going to binge watch on all of our teams here. Okay, so we're going to start. These first two do not have videos, but I want to start with two honorable mentions. The first is our team Upskill Global Consulting Services in Nigeria. And we just love this team that's mostly women, led by Rofiat Raj. And Rofiat is a school teacher, and she just saw that, you know what, teachers have a role in promoting climate action, and that it's not happening without the teachers. You know, teachers are being given what to talk about, but she said, no, let's turn it around. Let's make the teachers the leaders. So they started two different eco clubs. One of them focuses on upcycling, and another one, so here's some of the upcycling projects that they were doing. And then the other one is doing more around cleanups. And the other thing that Rofiat has done is really become an international leader. I mean, this is so cool, right? Look at how they're making furniture out of these tires and teaching the kids these woodworking skills. And it's just brilliant that what they're doing. Also, as a teacher, as a curriculum developer, she has a whole action plan. They've taken them on field trips. And the other thing that Rofiat has been doing is doing a lot of these international presentations about how schools can go, how to teach the SDGs in Nigerian and Scottish classrooms, how can schools go carbon neutral. So congratulations to the Upskills Consulting Services team from Nigeria. The next one we mentioned a little bit earlier was our Cabo Verde team, and this is led by Ribana Dietrich. They did this whole thing where they coordinated and had 600 volunteers do this trash pickup on one day. And later, the reason we haven't heard as much from them is their team got hit by COVID. And so we just want to share the love with our Cabo Verde team and tell them thank you so much for everything that they've done. I think they're recovered now, but it really impacted what they were able to do at that time. All right, so now we're going on to our 4 Eco Champion Award winners, beginning with Eco Bag. And I'm not sure if Ayulua is with us at this point. We have Ayulua and a few other folks. Yep, Ayulua is on. Congratulations to him and to his team. Ayulua has a really cool story because he came from a family where education was really important, and his sisters were getting educated. And in a trip that he took to rural parts of Nigeria, saw that women and girls were spending so much time with cooking. And he had this idea, which has garnered him the award for the most entrepreneurial student in Nigeria. And it's this cooking bag that allows the cooking to continue without added fuel. So let's go ahead and watch his video. Hopefully I shared you guys are seeing this video that I'm getting ready to click on. Okay, cool.
Every day, more than 3.5 billion people cook over an open fire, jeopardizing their health and causing widespread deforestation, burdening women and girls with hours of unpaid labor. Some of these problems include deforestation, no education, high cost in cooking, and difficulties in cooking. Hence, an innovative solution is a no-wala bag, which is made from foam straps extract or polystyrene. It makes our cooking easier, low cost in cooking, provide job employment, it creates times for family and work, disposable income. Our impact in 90 days includes reaching out to over 100 women and girls on sustainable cooking. We want the most enterprising student in Nigeria, partnered with Eco Diversified International, educated over 100 students from Tertiary University of Education, and advanced to the next stage of PAADC design competition. For a call to action, you can reach out to us on Instagram, No Wahala Bag, Facebook on No Wahala Bag.
Yeah. I think what I love most about all these different projects is how each person has a different idea and different take on it. They have also partnered with Akin Onoriode Collins, who has a clean cook stove technology. And so he's also been going out and working with women. And I just love all these pictures of everybody, you know, just finding their area of passion and making a huge impact. Okay. All right. So let's go on to the next. Oh, I want to say every single one of these teams are my favorite. I love the photos from the Earth Guardians Benin team. So Moise has been so helpful with us as a French speaker. Moise and Mensa both helping doing the translating. But yeah, the Benin team saw that people on this lagoon, the lagoon, did not have access to trash pickup. And so they just go out every week and they just do it.
Earth Guardian, c'est un mouvement de jeunes dynamiques qui milite pour la conservation de la biodiversité, la préservation, la protection de l'environnement et la lutte contre le dérèglement climatique. Ici au Bénin, nous avons constaté que la population des ménages de la berge lagunaire de Cotonou pollue cette berge par le jet des sachets plastiques dans l'eau. Un acte qui n'est pas sans conséquence sur la production halieutique. Comme vous le voyez donc à l'image, nous avons décidé d'aller vers ces ménages, collecter les sachets et les sensibiliser à un changement de comportement. Ainsi, en 90 jours d'action, nous avons collecté environ 3035 sachets plastiques, soit environ 252 sachets chaque samedi. Le nombre de personnes impactées avec ce projet peut être estimé à 1650. Ce projet va contribuer à la limitation de la croissance des sachets dans nos eaux. Protéger l'environnement, c'est préserver notre survie et l'avenir de l'humanité. Earth Guardians.
Yeah. Mensa, did you want to say anything about this amazing team?
Yes, we have an amazing team in Benin. They are doing very great work, and they have they have a very dynamic crew in the country. I think around already 7 or 5 crew in Benin. So I just want to congratulate them for the action, especially on water in Gambie, in Cotonou, and in other cities of Benin. This is simply amazing. Since we start the crew in Benin, they have worked on plastic pollution on lake and others. So I think we they are doing very good work there. We have to support them. We will continue support them in what they are doing. And by the way, go and involve more people in the action and come up with the plastic pollution in the country.
Yeah. Yeah, and I forgot to say, so both the Eco Bag team and Earth Guardians Benin team, congratulations on being Eco Champion Award winners. And, you know, it's reminding us, you know, if this community has been waiting for government or whoever else to figure out services to bring them, it's not happening. But the belief in their own ideas and their own agency to be those change makers, once they've demonstrated this and shown how powerful it is, then they can go to the government and say, hey, we need more funding, or to go to other people to say, look at what we're doing, it's a good idea. But it starts with those of us who see something, doing something, and demonstrating, hey, anybody can do this. Help us make it happen. And that is a beautiful example. Okay, so now we're moving on to another one of our Eco Champion Award winners. I have to say, like, all props, especially to, well, to Lala and Yassine, but Lala in particular has helped as a coach. She doesn't have very much English, but it has not stopped her. And our challenge is run in English. We did start a French meeting to help ease the way. We created a French version of the workbook, but still most of the things that we're doing are in English. And she has not, this team has not let it stop them from making a really big impact. And so we're going to go ahead and watch their video, and that everyone learned how to make videos and did this in this short time.
Aidons les plus démunis du Sénégal est un mouvement de jeunes dirigé par des femmes. Nous avons comme objectif d'intervenir dans le social et dans le changement climatique. Notre objectif du challenge est de planter 50 000 arbres, 15 jardins communautaires accompagnés de formation et de sensibilisation avec nos groupements de femmes et de jeunes, mais aussi faire des installations solaires au niveau des villages qui n'ont pas d'électricité afin de les aider à mieux vivre. En agissant efficacement, nous avons réussi à impliquer la communauté à participer dans le challenge en travaillant avec des groupements de femmes et de jeunes, ce qui a permis de soulager des milliers de ménages avec les récoltes, mais aussi de rendre propre la plage afin d'éviter les effets néfastes des déchets plastiques. Lutter contre le changement climatique, c'est de contribuer au bien-être des populations, mais aussi de préserver l'avenir des générations futures.
Yay! Congratulations to the Senegal team. Oh my gosh. And it's amazing to me because they had a goal of 50,000 plants. In fact, they planted 25,000 trees and started 20,000 seedlings. Wait, let's see, here we go. Yeah, here's the 20,000 trees that they planted and where they did them at schools. And they started 10 community gardens. They also helped get solar into 5 villages, plus they did a cleanup. I mean, this is 90 days. This is during a pandemic with really not a lot of resources. So they are just another one of our hero teams. Mensa, you came off mute. Did you want to say something?
Yes, I think I want to go first in French to say something.
Yes,
special.
yes, please. Yeah, do.
Voilà. Là, toutes mes félicitations à Nangadef Sénégal. Je serai, comme je l'ai dit, j'espère bien que je serai de votre côté d'ici février. On pourra se voir discuter vraiment de comment nous pourrons collaborer entre être guardian et dans les plus démunis au Sénégal, parce que vous faites un travail très intéressant que nous pouvons collaborer ensemble, voir comment vous soutenir et ensemble atteindre des objectifs qui sont communs à nous deux. Donc, on va garder le contact d'ici là, on garde le contact et on va voir comment, par le même canal, débuter une section Être Guardian chez vous au Sénégal et à Thiès. J'ai eu la chance de visiter Thiès au moins 2 fois déjà. Je pense que nous pourrons discuter, nous pourrons collaborer sur plein de questions qui nous sont communes. Merci.
Merci
I
beaucoup.
said I love, I like a lot what they are doing there in Senegal. Senegal is one of the driest country in West Africa, in the Sahel, so that having some way to support those making garden is not something too much easy in that region. I already visited Senegal many time ago, and yeah, we have already started discussing about how she and her crew will join Earth Guardian. She's not a part of Earth Guardian, yes, during to some linguistic barrier. We can come over all this soon, and that will create a possibility for all those who don't speak English to be part of the movement
Yeah,
without difficulties. Yeah, thank you very much.
excellent. Yeah. Woohoo! So inspiring. Yeah, they're awesome. Okay, all right. So then our last Eco Champion Award winner from our session today, our last West African team, is led by Wajiha in Nigeria. And yeah, let's go ahead and watch the video. And then I want to tell you a couple other things that don't show up here that we also learned. So here we go.
Are you wary about the increase of human mismanagement of Earth that causes climate change and developmental disruption? For Verity farms in Nigeria, we have taken action on climate change by planting 50,000 seedlings of improved fruits and 10 tons of improved cowpea seeds to advance climate-smart innovations for smallholder farmers in sub-Saharan Africa. We have trained youth in agribusiness for us to have them young. In order to win this race, global partnership is needed between the government and the private sector. We need to make food security a priority for our communities and change the narratives. You can contact us via our website, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram handle, Verity Farms Nigeria.
Woohoo! That kind of reminds me too that one of the things that we've seen that our team's doing is creating their Instagram, creating their Facebook, and thinking about their brand and really getting stuff happening. We give points for people when they create that. We give points when they post on Instagram and tag us. So one of the things that I wanted to mention about Wajiha is that when we did our interview with her, so she's an agricultural researcher, and recently in Nigeria, they just changed their prison system. They renamed it from prison to rehabilitation centers. And so she saw that they have other trainings, tailoring and manufacturing, but they didn't have gardening or farming. And she has a sister who's a lawyer. And this lawyer reached out to a lawyer with whatever. They got some things within 2 weeks. She got permission to bring farming and gardening training into a youth correctional center in her area, and was then awarded presidential honor recognition for that work. So imagine the difference that this makes of kids who are stuck in a correctional center who can now learn farming. And she said that they are already starting to see the things that they planted are already coming to fruition, literally, and that they are starting to eat them and then being used in their cafeterias there. So I asked her, oh, did you get funding for this? And she said, no, we don't want funding for this. This is something we want to do of our own time to give back. So that's showing how this kind of idea, again, that you are the expert, you see what's happening, and you can change things on a national level by just stepping up with your ideas, believing in yourself and your ideas, and going that extra way to make things happen. So thank you to Verity Farms as well. Woohoo. Okay, so let me go ahead and stop my share. And so let's end up with just a little bit more about as these crews are coming, Mensa is the director for Earth Guardians Africa, but also Marian, you're director for the whole world. So anybody that's on here, what would you like to tell them as far as how Earth Guardians can help them, or what Earth Guardians is looking for. And then we hope too, what we're excited about is that people that are coming into Earth Guardians, like the Senegal and Benin and Zambia teams, they're like, hey, you guys should do this challenge, so that it becomes part of that culture as well. So we're really excited about that.
Yes, I would say for those of you who are seeking just more support and wanting to really establish yourselves as a group and as a community, I'd say join or start a crew, because as Earth Guardians, we can really provide you all with the training, resources, with our project grants program to really support the things that you all want to do. And based on what I've seen here so far, there's many of you who are really dedicated individuals and passionate groups. And those are exactly the people that we want to be a part of our crews. And it seems that you all also already have the foundations to make your crews or make your groups even just more successful. What was the other part of your question, Joan?
I guess I was just wondering too, like, let's say, you know, I'm thinking of, like, let's say, for example, IU Lewis team, like a team that has like a product in mind that they're working. Is there, like, if somebody wants to start a business, or, you know, are certain things that would fit or wouldn't fit, as people are trying to think, oh, would this make sense for me?
Oh, in terms of like joining or starting a crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Crews have typically been just community groups, and even schools, they can have a school affiliation. We haven't had an instance yet where a crew has been affiliated with a specific business or those trying to start a business. We've had also crews associated with their own like local organizations or like community centers. So if you are also part of another organization, a community center, or something of that nature, you are also welcome to have your crew affiliated with that to expand your reach.
Okay, I think that was my other question. I was thinking of some of these organizations that have a little bit of leverage, that have their own name, so they can still become an Earth Guardians crew and keep their own name and still have that affiliation.
Yes, they can be affiliated. Yes, they can have their crews affiliated. If they have a crew, we do ask that like you name your crew as part of like Earth Guardians, but you can still have be a part of your organization, have that crew be branched off from the organization you're part of.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, it just seems like there's a lot of leadership opportunities within Earth Guardians, and that, you know, kind of what we've seen during this 90 days is people able to learn from each other. And so that's a big part of what we're doing here. Cool. All right, so any other questions, anything else that you guys wanted to mention as we're starting to wrap up here? Thank you, Mensa. Merci beaucoup, Mensa. All right. Well, yeah, it's like such a really cool collaboration. We're excited to see where it goes from this. So everybody, if you're coming out of the challenge, you want more support, then definitely think about signing up there at earthguardians.org/crew. And if you, yes, and Gayath is from Tunisia. We just met him shortly before. So yeah, if you want more support, sign up for earthguardians.org. And if you want to support what we're doing here at Green Team Academy, Vicky just popped just dropped something in there to remind you what that link is. And we will have another session starting tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be starting with the Denver, Colorado projects. Our special guest is Winna McLaren from the City of Denver's Office of Climate Action, Sustainability, and Resiliency, along with our board member, Jackson Parikh, who is 12 years old, who is a business owner. He and his aunt and his sister have a natural body products, and they are they're funding 50 trees planted in India based on with their heritage. So we're excited for that one. And then we'll be going into in the afternoon, talking about how you can get involved in Green Team Academy and working through our Uganda and Sudan teams. So we hope to see you all back here tomorrow. And thank you very much, Marian and Mensa, for joining us today. And thanks for being an excellent part of this and for providing all this for our teams going forward. Okay, thanks everybody. Okay, bye.
Thank you all.
Okay, bye.